So to set the landscape for this story, this happened when I was still in high school, bro. And for those who don't know, I'm fucking old, okay? I'm an AARP member. Nursing home is on the horizon. No, but this happened in 2013. I was a senior in high school. And when I was a senior, a lot of my friends were juniors and some of them were sophomores. Like my best homie today was a sophomore at this point. That connects with in my last story about how I said I was the Durs of my friend group. And like I was saying, obviously, if you guys have seen the show, Durs kind of portrays an image that he's smarter and like just the voice of reason out of the four actually. But he's just as stupid as the other guys, so that was definitely the case. Like, I don't know, man. A lot of my friends were fucking psychos when I was in high school. Listen, man, I'm not a fucking psycho. I have borderline personality disorder. Those are two different things. But anyway, this is a story about stealing a pot plant. Now, I went to a different school the year before. Now, I still technically was enrolled at this school, but I went to a career center, which was a fucking disaster. I'm gonna definitely tell some stories from then because I had some hitters from there. I met a whole bunch of people that I hadn't known before, and I just started hanging out with these people. So I didn't really know them for that long of time at this point because this was definitely close to the beginning of the school year. I want to say this is like the end of September or something because it was still hot out. Like, I don't know, dude. Like last November, it was still hot out, and I was still wearing shorts. Like, for my work uniform. And no, motherfucker, I'm not a fucking cop. I'm not a fucking Jake. Do cops even fucking wear shorts anymore? Or is that just some Reno 911 shit? By the way, man, Reno 911, most realistic cop show ever. Fuck cops. Fuck Live PD. And fuck that other show that's exactly like Live PD. Fucking Reno 911, most accurate fucking cop show ever. We're doing our normal shit after school, going for a walk, going down this trail, and smoking some blunts. Let me stop lying. We were definitely smoking out of some Arizona cans. That's probably why I'm so fucked in the head these days. Like, I probably have fucking Alzheimer's already coming up. Like I said, guys, I'm fucking old. We actually didn't do that this day. Like, this was probably one of the 5 days that school year where we didn't do that. And I didn't know what my friends were on a mission for, but I knew they were up to something. Because, you know, when somebody is just plotting of doing some bad shit, some goon shit, like, they just have a certain look, and that's what they fucking had. And I'm just like, all right, fuck it, let's go. Like, I didn't even know what these guys were up to, but, like, this sounds like fucking fun. Now, there's this house that we always walked past where my friend would always, like, bump me in the side and be like, you smell that, bro? And he'd be like that, and I'd be like, yeah, it smells like weed. He's like, yeah, there's a pot plant in that person's backyard. I'm like, how the fuck do you know? Like, did you go back there? He's like, no, I could just tell. It smells like a pot plant. I'm like, dude, it just smells like weed. He's like, nah, there's a pot plant back there. I'm gonna fucking steal it one day. So I never really thought of this. Because, like, when you're in fucking high school, when you're younger, you just say a whole bunch of shit that you're gonna do, and then you end up not doing. So I'm just like, whatever, bro. So we're hanging out on like the same street that this house is on. This conversation probably happened like a couple weeks ago. So we're hanging out on this corner, and just out of nowhere, I see some kid with a giant like pot running down the fucking street, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And I run up to them like, yo, what the fuck, what is that plant? He's like, dude, it's the fucking pot plant that I told you about. And I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like, you couldn't have at least just like sliced it and then taken the fucking, like the stem? Like, this is a main road, dude. Like, a cop is gonna see us. He's like, nah, we're gonna run to this girl's house, which was literally like a mile from there. Like, think about this shit. You're carrying this heavy ass pot for a fucking mile. There's not really any way to avoid cars. There's a cop that's always posted on this fucking corner. I'm just like, holy shit. So I stay out of the fucking way, dude. I'm pussy at this point because I'm 18. All these guys are like 16 and 17. When you're 16 and 17, you can get away with so much more shit. Like, dog, you could rob a fucking store when you're 16 and it would be nowhere near as bad as when you're 18. So I kind of stay out of this, even though I had no idea what was fucking going on. one thing leads to another. They end up going to this girl's house. Nobody got caught. They're like discussing on how they're gonna like end up smoking this basically. And I told them, I said, yo, I don't know the most about harvesting weed, but I do know it takes, I don't know, probably like a week or two where you have to have it hang upside down in like an attic or some shit. They were like looking up online for it, and pretty much what I told them was fairly accurate. Like I said, I'm not a genius on this shit. And they had this bright idea of not doing that and pretty much chopping the nugs off and putting them in a mason jar and then putting it in someone's attic. I'm like, dude, that's not gonna work. It's gonna be wet. It's gonna be wet fucking weed. And I'm not talking about weed with PCP. Like, this is gonna be shit that you can't even smoke. And it's gonna be disgusting. You're gonna ruin it. And they just said, fuck that. And they just completely ignored my fucking words of wisdom. A couple days passed by, and they're like, dude, I think that weed's ready to smoke. I'm like, dude, it's not ready to smoke. I'm pretty sure you fucking ruined it. So you stole this guy's weed. Which, granted, it wasn't that much. It was, those like 16-ounce mason jars, I'd say. It was probably halfway full of that. So I don't know if this plant was just like not fertile or what happened, but like it did not make as much weed as it should have, like, because like I said, it was like not even an ounce. It was probably like closer to half an ounce. And like I said, they just ruined it by cutting the shit up and not hanging it upside down, because we're in fucking high school, bro. How are you going to explain to your parents that your attic smells like weed? Anyway, they went through with their mason jar drying technique, and to the surprise of nobody, it didn't work. But they were posted on Snapchat on their story. They're like, yo, I think this shit's ready to smoke, bro. And I swipe up on them. I'm like, dude, that weed looks fucking gross. It looks musty. It looks crusty. It looks wet. And it looks like it's fucking terrible. And then they're like, why are you hating, bro? Like, what's the problem? I said, no, I'm not hating. I'm just saying you guys completely, like, disregarded what I told you to. I'm sure you could have found someone with crackhead-ass parents that would have let them hang that shit upside down. And now this weed is fucking ruined, and we're in high school. None of us have jobs. And this is, like, our weed that isn't even smokable. And just by the look of it, it looked like it was like some fucking, calling this mid was a compliment, I'll put it that way. So I'm kind of being the party pooper, even though I'm just telling them the fucking truth. And then they're like, whatever, dude, fuck off. And then I see them at school the next day, and I'm just like, yo, how'd that weed smoke? And he's like, it's wet. And I said, yes, exactly. That's what I was telling you guys. I said, I don't think there's a way to save it, but just try spreading it out and drying it and doing the best you can. Like, I don't think it's going to be good. It's probably ruined, but it'll probably be at least smokable at some point. And they did listen to that. Of course, after the weed is ruined, of course, after they realized their method didn't work, they smoked it, and it was disgusting. I could tell. I could tell by the look of it. Like, there was no trichomes. There was no orange. It was just like a dark green. It was so fucking dark green. It was like almost black, bro. Like, this shit was textbook fucking Reggie. And even for high school standards, when you're in high school, man, listen. When you're in high school, you pretty much smoke whatever you can. It's just like with alcohol. Even if you have like fucking nasty ass like UV blue or Svedka or whatever the fuck it is, you're just gonna drink it anyway because it's alcohol, and alcohol is very hard to come by when you're 16 years old. So you just fucking suck it up and deal with the taste. But like I was saying, for weed, even high school standards, this was some fucking shit pack, I'll tell you that. Now, the last character I'm going to introduce in this story is this girl that I think low-key liked me. And I'm not even going to say low-key. I think she did like me. And that's just not me being, like, overconfident or whatever. But listen, man, she always dropped me off at my house. And all I ever did for her was, like, buy cigarettes. And this was when the cigarette law was 18. Ain't that about a bitch? I mean, I don't smoke cigarettes. I mean, I guess that does translate over into, like, joints and wraps and shit. But I swear to God, they, like, snuck that law in somewhere. Like I said, I was over 21 when they did that shit. But I'm just like, when the fuck did that happen? Like, I don't remember voting on this shit. But anyway, yeah, man, I think this girl actually liked me, and I mean, she was like cute or whatever. She was 17, I was 18. I know if I say that on Twitter, people are gonna be like, canceled. You're a fucking pedophile. Go kill yourself. Go slice your throat. Whatever. But yeah, I should have just taken a big swallow, pause, and pursued her because the signs were there for sure. And I mean, like I said, she was cute. Especially nowadays, she's very beautiful. This girl drops me off at my house one day, and she says to me, I bought this weed off one of your friends, and it looks like shit, but I paid very little amount for it for how much I got. And I told her, I said, listen, this is the truth. I was there. That is weed that they stole, and they did not harvest it. They did not cure it the right way. So that's why it was so cheap. It's not like laced or anything. I didn't smoke it, but I can tell by the look of it, it's probably not good. The worst that's going to happen is it probably gives you a mean ass headache. I get some fucking Reggie. And if I had to guess, it was probably like 12 or 13 grams. Like, it was a good amount. And she said she paid $40 for it. $40. Even in high school, people were taxing out the fucking ass for mid. And like I said, this is not mid. Mid would be a massive compliment. It would be lying, actually. Let's be fucking real. It would be lying. Like, this was fucking terrible. And I told her, I just gave her the full scoop. And then she's like, alright, I mean, I only paid $40 for it. So if it's shit, whatever. I just charge that to the game. Lo and behold, it was fucking terrible. So that's the story about how my friend stole a pot plant and had no idea how to harvest it and sold it for $40 fucking dollars. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys.